That was absolutely mental. It's 2 hours after the game, and I'm still in disbelief of what I've come across. First of all, apologies for no video yesterday or today. Newbiggin beat Chestertown. I didn't go up because it would have been a trek, and I apologise for that. Today, both my games got called off because of the weather. So, yeah, match reaction to Tottenham Hotspur against Liverpool. Where do we begin? Where do we begin on that? Let's start with the first half. Liverpool were very, very slow. Our build-up play was non-existent. We didn't look like we actually had any creativity. So yeah, it just didn't look like we had any creativity whatsoever in that first half. Tottenham put us under pressure. I can remember one chance for Randall Cole and Mawani, which if he headers any side of Alisson, it's 1-0 Tottenham. Same for Virgil van Dijk, where he had a free kick. Van Dijk glanced at any side of Vicario, it's 1-0 us. Then the big talking point of the first half happens, and Xavi Simons is initially given a yellow card, but VAR then upgraded to a red. Now let me know if you thought that was a red card. Personally, I do. Now, I've seen decisions given for that, and I've seen decisions not given for that. And that reminded me of Anthony Gordon's red card for Newcastle against Liverpool at St James's earlier this season. Now, I know Xavi Simons has no intention of that. There was no intention of it whatsoever. It was a very poor tackle, though, and I can see why VAR's upgraded it to a red card. Gutting, because obviously he now misses the next 3 games for Tottenham. But this is when Liverpool needed to snatch and take advantage of this. And we went into half-time 0-0 after being on top the last 15 minutes of the first half. Alexander Isak came on in the second, looked very lively actually. And then a moment of madness, Christian Romero makes a big mistake. I think it hits Hugo Ekitike, who finds Florian Wirtz. Wirtz with the pass, finally gets his first assist, and it's a really good finish from Alexander Isak. In all fairness, Vicario couldn't do anything about it. However, Isak now looks like he's injured. We're hoping it's not as bad as what it could be, because it could be very, very bad from early reports. So we hope it's not, for obvious reasons. And then the second goal, Jeremy Frimpong comes on, energetic as anything, and gets the cross in. Yes, it takes a fortunate deflection. It loops up, and then Hugo Ekitike just doing Hugo Ekitike things at this point, jumping above everybody, towering above Christian Romero, who claims for a free kick, who's never going to be a free kick, Christian. And it's a perfect header from Hugo Ekitike, and he has honestly been unbelievable since joining the club in the summer from Eintracht Frankfurt. Yeah, great header. But it's Liverpool, it's never that easy. And what happens then? We seem to fold. They get on top. They have a corner. Set pieces this season have been shocking to defend against. Shocking defending. You know what Milos Kerkez is doing, throwing himself at the ball, misses the ball completely. Van Dijk misses the ball completely. Canati misses the ball completely. And Richarlison, with his smug little grin, is able to strike home and put us under the cosh. And this is when I probably had about 1 of me 4 heart attacks in the final 15 minutes. Absolutely crazy. And then, to make matters worse, for Tottenham, the 3rd minute of added time, Christian Romero gets sent off for a second bookable offence. Now, it looks on replay that he's kicked out at Canati. Not too sure if he has done or not, but if he has, it is a second yellow card. He was already booked, so it doesn't surprise me that the referee sent him off. Then Jeremy Frimpong is very hot-headed. If he makes a mistake, it's potentially a penalty. Arne Slot does the right thing and takes him off. Perfect example of what a good manager should do, and he did just that. And thankfully, the Reds got over the line with 3 points. But fuck me, was that a nerve-wracking end at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But it's a huge win for the Reds, up to 5th in the table. Crystal Palace could have knocked us down to 6th, but they've actually been humped by Leeds this evening 4-1. Arsenal beat Everton 1-0, so they're back top. City 2nd. Honestly, an absolutely crazy game of football. Crazy game. Liverpool never do anything the easy way. I wish they would. Give my heart a rest. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's 3 points for the Reds thanks to Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike. And the first Premier League assist for Florian Wirtz. And man of the match for Florian Wirtz. Good performance all round, apart from the last 15 minutes, where we absolutely capitulated. But it's a win. On to Wolves next week. Merry Christmas, Reds. Jesus Christ. Get in.